What's going on, traders? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about the importance of setting alerts and how to do it. So it's different for every platform that you have available. I'm going to provide you with a very basic and fundamental way of how to set alerts, and also why, the importance of it, and how you can utilize it to become a better trader. I think, not only talking about how to do it, but why it can benefit you. Seeing the value in setting alerts is definitely, I think, that should be understood by everyone that's going to be doing it, right? Like, why set alerts. Let me talk to you a little bit about it, and then I'm going to start sharing my screen so you guys can actually see how I set them. So I'm going to use the Fidelity platform as, in a sense, the example brokerage company to set alerts. If a lot of you are trading with Robinhood, Robinhood does not offer any any alert-based systems. So what you will have to do is most likely open, a brokerage account with any other brokerage company. You can download the app. Doesn't mean that you have to fund the account. So I know TD Ameritrade, you can open one just to do, that simulation trading, but you could open a regular account as well, and simply just, use that for your alerts, which is a very useful platform for alerts. It's actually the one I use most often, but that's on my phone. Since I don't have kind of the software to share my screen on the phone, I'm just going to be sharing the screen on my Fidelity platform, which is also another platform that I use to trade as well, to utilize when it comes to setting alerts. So first off, why is it important to set alerts? Well, we know about support and resistance levels, and if you guys don't know what that is, under my playlist helpful videos, there's a video that says, what are support and resistance and why are they important. I would say, if you don't know what that is, check that out first and then come back into this video. But pretty much support is ideally where you want to buy, above the support, and then resistance is ideally where you want to sell. And why is setting alerts so important according to that? Because there's different levels of support and resistance. Like we know, once you break a resistance, it usually becomes a new support. And being able to break a resistance is, let's say a resistance is at $1.50. Setting your alert at when the stock goes above $1.50 can let you know that, wow, look, Apple has broken, its resistance at $1.50. Again, hypothetically, I know it's trading a lot more than that, but it broke above $1.50. Now, it's above that resistance. Now it's become a new support, and if it holds above that support, now that has just proven or identified itself as a true support, and now it's going to most likely be climbing up to the next resistance level. And I'm going to start sharing my screen because I know it makes sense to me, because I can I've done it multiple times, and I want to make sure I make it as easy as I can for you guys. So I'm just going to start sharing my screen and kind of walk you guys through the whole process. Thank you. Alrighty guys, so I'm actually trading JNUG right now, and this is a perfect example. So JNUG right now is at 645, so it actually took quite a dip right now. And I'm going to refresh my screen so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So right now it showed it. Now you can actually see the live. But pretty much the importance of setting your alerts is that, it identified, in a sense, $6.70 as a previous support. It identified $7 as a previous resistance within this area, right? So what's the importance of, alerts? Well, what you can use these alert for are, when it goes below $6.70, that means it broke that support. So that's important to know. So you can set your alert when it goes, below 670. So that would be, in a sense, a critical point, or an important point to me as an investor for JNUG. Now, also, I want to make sure that I know when, when it breaks above $7, just because I want to know when it breaks the resistance. So maybe I can jump back in it, trading from, $7 and, higher up. So I can set my alert when it goes, up or above $7. So that's a basic, way of alerting yourself when it breaks support and resistance. But what you can also do is, especially if you use Robinhood, and something that we talk about all the time is identifying your support, your resistance, and then your stop loss, right? So right away, if you're going to be buying around $6.70 or $6.72, right, like this point it says right here, what you want to do is you want to make sure you cut your losses. So something that we talk about with TechBud Solutions is you need to know where you're going to be buying, so around $6.72, where you're going to be selling around $7, but also wanting to know, to cut your losses. So you're going to have your stop loss set at $6.69, right below the support. Again, ideally that's what I do. It doesn't mean that that's what you have to do, but understanding that, you can set your alert when it goes below 670, so it alerts you when it goes below. But also what you might want to set your alert on is when it goes above, $6.80, when it goes above 690, when it goes above, 695, And the reason why is because once it starts breaking and showing signs of upward momentum and it starts climbing up, instead of having your stop loss, here at $6.70 or $6.69, what you can do is you can remove that stop loss and follow it with a trailing stop loss, or cancel your previous stop loss and move it up. In a sense, why would you do that? You want to do that so you can lock in the profits that you have. Let's say you're up 10 cents. So you're up from 670 to 680. You would put your stop loss at $6.75, meaning that all of a sudden if it takes a dip, you at least lock in that 5 cent profit. That's just a breakdown. Doesn't mean that you have to. It's just a way of you can think about it. It could alert you. These alerts can mean that a lot of you are very busy, and instead of watching JNUG throughout the entire day, setting your alerts can keep you up to date on where it's going. So if you bought in at 670, you have your stop loss and your alert right at that 670 mark. So meaning, you can control at least how much money you lose, and you'll be up to date, if it does go below it. But also you want to make sure that you're aware that it's climbing up. So setting these alerts on when it breaks, $6.80, $6.96, $6.95. And when it breaks that $6.95, if your ideal sell point is $7, then I would remove your previous, stop loss and then put a limit order to sell at $7, making it that much easier for you to execute and be a lot more organized. So that's why these indicators and these alerts are so important. It can keep you up to date. It does a lot for you with you having to do a lot less work. So that's why I find setting these alerts very helpful. I usually trade after 9:30, or as of now 8:30 Mountain Standard Time. I trade with only alerts, meaning that I trade actively for about 2 hours, but then after that I just set my alerts for the entire day, and then I trade according to that, making it that much easier for me to go along with my day, but be also up to date on what's going on with the different stocks that I'm trading, or the different stocks that I'm looking into, right? So let's say I want to jump in later on with JNUG, like well, I'm in right now, but let's say I wasn't, and I wanted to know, right now it's at 647. Where is it at? 639. Wow, so it's dropping pretty quick. But what if I want to get an alert when it goes above 650, showing that it bounced and that's most likely going to start climbing back up? Well, what I can do is set an alert when it goes above 650, keeping me up to date that okay, well now it's showing it bounced back from 639 back to the 650. It's showing that it bounced. Now I can get in and try to write it up all the way to $7. So again, just different ways that you can utilize these alert-based systems. And now I'm going to show you actually how to set an alert. So with this Fidelity platform, if you guys aren't too familiar with it, there's two ways of doing it. You can actually set it from this actual screen. You can set it from here, and you can set price alert. So you can do it this way, and then it will take you to this page right here, and then you could actually set when it rises above or drops below. This is for MIOS. The last price was $298. Let's say when it drops below $290, right? Or when it rises above, I'm guessing $3 is a resistance. And then I can set another one, what's another one? I can set decreases by a certain percentage, reaches a 52-week low, so I can set that. And then I can also say crosses its 50-day EMA, so that's exponential moving average. It's something that we've talked about, so we can put crosses its 20-day EMA. So with that, all I have to do is I'll tell it delete mobile application complete, and that is it. After doing that, my alert is set. I have the app on my phone, and it will actually notify me once it's set. Alrighty guys, and that is it. I really try to make it as easy as I can for you guys, because it's not a difficult thing to understand, right? Setting alerts on why is it important. Well, when you're trading a stock or thinking about trading a stock, you want to make sure that you get in at the price that's considered a good buy, and because a lot of us are very busy with our busy schedules, we can't always be on our phones looking at whatever the price is. So having these indicators or these tools that we can use to alert us in a sense, okay, when it's in our buy point or when it's in our sell point for us to, get rid of the stock. I think it's a very useful tool to make it that much easier for a trader to be successful. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and leave them down in the comments. And if you guys have any video suggestions, please go ahead and let me know as well. I'd love to be a part of your success. So if you guys would like to be a part of TechFit Solutions, the link is provided for you down below. It's pretty much a networking group that teaches you teaches our members the basics and fundamentals of trading penny stocks. We're sitting a little bit over 8,600 members worldwide. So I'd love to be a part of your success. So if you guys want to join, again, the link is provided for you down below. And within that Facebook platform, on the top post, there's the selected amount of group chats that you can join that are free as well. So you can network with our, motivated entrepreneurs. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day. And if you guys can subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. Hope you guys have an amazing day. Take care.